Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, November 14th, 2022, and this is my stock market watch list. If you could smash that like button for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. And please comment below your number one stock pick for today. Guys, the futures are down in pre-market, slightly red, as well as oil is red today. We should pay attention to China stocks in general because the president is meeting with the Chinese president today, and this has not happened, I think, throughout the Biden presidency, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. However, I think that we may finally get some answers on the relationship with China, and that will affect stocks going forward. So keep an eye on your favorite Chinese stocks today. All right, guys, SOS. This one has been, just a disaster. However, it is up 4.7% in the pre-market, and that can't be ignored. So I am watching this to see if it has a continuation of this move upwards. Guys, if this thing gets going, it could potentially have a squeeze brewing in it because it has been beat down, and I mean beat down very, very hard. So I'd keep a close eye on this. CGC, and not just CGC, but the entire cannabis sector is on fire this morning. Everything seems to be up in pre-market, and there, interestingly enough, was Dark Pool's print on Friday buying cannabis stocks. That's not something we normally see, so it's worth keeping an eye on. Helbiz has earnings this morning, ticker HLBZ. Guys, it is also another stock that has been severely beat down. I did do a video on my top 5 picks under 50 cents this weekend, and this one made the list. You can watch it to find out why. I've done several videos on Helbiz, guys, but I do believe that this has the potential to absolutely make a running back towards $1 plus should the earnings or the outlook be anything positive, as I expect we're going to get some positivity there. I think there's a potential for this to rally today. Mullen. Guys, this is another one that was on that list. Mullen's an absolute banger of a company. In my honest opinion, despite what people say about it, I think this is a company that can make us a lot of money. I think it's very undervalued. I think 32 cents is a joke. They had the Strikingly Different tour in Las Vegas this weekend, and I expect that we get some positive catalysts or something announced from that this morning. NVTA. All right, guys, this cannot be ignored. Earnings were absolutely fantastic again this past quarter, and I do believe that NVTA is going to continue this nice little uptrend rally it's been in, and I do think that it at this price is also very undervalued. Fubo. Okay. If you were paying attention on Friday, you may have noticed that certain streaming platforms, Roku, I believe Netflix, WBD, Warner Brothers, as well as some of the other ones, even I think CSSE, seem to be running on Friday. Fubo was also up, and it's up in the past week. Guys, they also had really good earnings. They got beat down. I don't know why. I couldn't understand that, but I do believe that we have started that trend back up. I want to see Fubo come and break $4, and then I think we're going to be seeing a very quick move in the upwards direction once we get through that mark. Carvana. All right, guys, this is my play of the week. Carvana has been beat down hard, and I mean very, very hard. This was trading at one time like $370, $380 range, and it's trading currently at $11.59. It got smashed on earnings. However, I do believe with the positive CPI and the potential decrease in interest rates that this has the opportunity to absolutely go on a run. And this is going to be my pick of the week because I believe that if anything positive results in the news, there's been insider buying on this, that this stock is going to make a massive rally this week. Don't forget, we have monthly options on Friday, and I think this has a potential for a short/gamma squeeze going on. Upstart. No shares left to borrow on this. This is another name that's been beat down very hard. And Affirm was running on Friday, yet this one wasn't keeping up pace. It was fairly flat comparatively, but I do believe that Upstart is going to make a nice little run today. So let's see what happens. ASTS. All right, guys, ASTS is up in the pre-market, and this is why. They completed the deployment of communication array for its Blue Walker 3 test satellite in orbit, and as you can see, it's already at 15.63%. How high will it go? I'm not sure. So you could have an opportunity in a couple different ways on this. You can either wait for it to have a pullback and jump on the long side, or guys, potentially this could hit a top where it just can't break through and be a potential short to the downside. Not sure. I'm not married to any direction. I'm not in this play at all at this point, but I am watching to see if there's an opportunity in either direction. GME. All right, guys. AMC and APE are ripping in pre-market. GameStop has a nice little inverse head and shoulders going on, which is bullish. So I'm watching GameStop for a move to the upside. Like I just said, AMC is ripping. It's up 42.45% in the past week, and it is just smashing it in pre-market. Guys, I'd keep an eye on all of these meme stocks right now because I think they could be about to have a nice little run for themselves, including Beyond Meat, BYND. Now, interestingly enough, there was also Phantom Prints, I believe, going on for BYND last week. It could have been, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it was the Phantom Prints that were going off or if it were Dark Pool Prints. One of the two, guys. Actually, I think there was a lot of Dark Pool option buying at the $15 mark. So that's not something you normally see in this company. I would keep a close eye on it this week. Next is Disney. Disney reportedly is planning to freeze hiring and cut some jobs. The media conglomerate reported quarterly operating losses of $1.47 billion for its consumer segment. Disney shares gained 0.4% to $95.40 in the after-hours trading session, guys. And that was on the news of the layoffs. Kind of the same thing with Meta. And Meta ran on that news as well. So I'm watching Disney. And as you can see, it did have that massive dive after earnings where it came down under $90. And it's rebounding quite nicely. And I would expect that continuation this week. I want to see it fill that gap for starters. Tattooed Chef. All right, guys, another one with a gap down on earnings. Despite the fact that earnings have been horrible yet again, you can't deny that Tattooed Chef is rapidly growing and starting to increase freezer space and get freezer space in stores that never carried it before. And I can't deny I was a vegetarian at one time in my life. I am not any longer. However, I still do enjoy vegetarian entrees. And I decided to try Tattooed Chef. And I'm sorry, but despite what some people say, the food is actually really good. And I'm picky. So the fact that I think that a frozen Tattooed Chef meal actually tastes good is something to be said, guys. And I highly recommend you try it yourself. And I think you may find yourself investing in Tattooed Chef if you do. Anyways, I'm looking for it to fill this gap and to continue to the moves to the upside. It is beat down very high off of its $28 highs. Oatly had earnings this morning, guys. Despite it being up this week, it has pulled back on an earnings miss. I would watch this to see where it finds its bottom. Like a lot of these other companies that are missing earnings, they tend to find a level and then have a rally back to the upside. And Oatly has been beat down very, very hard. Pull that up and look at the 1 and 5 year chart, and I think you'll see what I'm saying. Twilio. All right, guys, there is no denying that this has been on an absolute tear to the upside. Guys, they beat earnings, yet they had a massive drop after them, which I saw as an opportunity, and so glad I did, because I bought the bottom here and have been riding it up in options. And guys, I think it's going to continue to move to the upside, so keep TWLO, Twilio, on your radar. Coinbase. Coin, I would look at this as a potential short opportunity. However, I am not married to either direction. Some people say it could rally based on the fact that, they have less competition now. However, I think that the entire market involved in crypto, including crypto mining stocks, are going to get beat down hard. So potential short opportunities in these companies, and also companies that have a high exposure to Bitcoin on their books. Ape, again, same theory with AMC. This is up significantly in pre-market, so keep an eye on this as well. RDHL. All right, guys. RDHL Biopharma got news this morning that they reached an agreement in principle with HCR to extinguish all debt obligations in exchange for Movantik. So basically, they're selling them their drug Movantik to extinguish all of their debt. So I am looking for RDHL to fill that gap to the upside. Mullen, guys. Oops, sorry, this is a repeat. Well, clearly you know this is on my mind this morning, and I like this chart. I think it's going to make a nice move up today. And last but certainly not least, we have AVCT. Guys, I called it last week on Thursday night. I said we have a bull flag, and we're going to break out on Friday. We absolutely did. As you can see, we were up 20.95%. Guys, we have another bull flag, and I expect us to break out and continue moving upwards through $1, and let's see where it takes us this week. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great week trading. Be safe out there. We have PPI tomorrow, so it could be interesting. I don't know, maybe today's semi-flat across the board. There's a lot of stocks that have been moving very quickly that, have pulled back. Also, something else you might want to just keep an eye on is Tyson had earnings this morning, which were a miss. So I would be looking at that for a potential long or short, because who knows, earnings don't always go. Just because it's a miss doesn't mean that they're not going to run up, or, just because they're a hit doesn't mean they're not going to run down lately. So it's hard to say, but that's a stock that should definitely have volatility. If you're looking for something and you're not married to a direction, it could be a great play for you. That's Tyson. All right. Have a great day, everyone.